Right.
Here's a question.
Yeah.
You had posed this last night, or whoever was posting on your Twitter.
Well, Pete's my homie there. He helps me a lot, and, Matt Casey does too, right? But that was, Pete.
Which quarterback?
Right.
Thank God you don't do it. It would be a lot more entertaining if you did it. Which quarterback is most likely to fall out of the top 5? Obviously not Jaden Daniels. It comes down to May or McCarthy.
Right.
And as we discussed earlier, May feels like the guy at number 3, whether it's the Patriots, the Giants, or the Vikings, or some other unknown team that jumps up there. McCarthy is the most likely to fall out of the top 5. There's still a chance. If Jim Harbaugh gets his wish, somebody will trade up to number 4 to get McCarthy so that the Chargers will have the de facto first overall pick in the draft. And Harbaugh's been banging the drum. He's the one that really, it felt like, now it probably would have happened anyway, but it really felt like when Harbaugh came out strong and said he'll be the top pick, when it's all said and done, he'll be the top pick. He was wrong about that. But it was enough of a push that he's up in that conversation. And like I said, he might have gotten there anyway, but it really kind of sparked, and it might be coincidence, when Harbaugh said what he said to Colin Cowherd, whatever it was, 2-3 months ago.
It helps people, it encourages people, right, to hear that type of thing, right? Oh, wait, I like him. Oh, wait, I hear that head coach say that about him. Damn, I am right to like him. He is good, right? That's what, like, when you can hear comments like that are that strong as an evaluator or some other coach who's evaluating, doing whatever, that's where it's always great to hear that. But I think, like, to what you said, I think he'd be up here no matter what. Right, the pedigree's there. We talked about it, right? I mean, he's an awesome kid, let alone he's got arguably the strongest arm in the draft. I mean, it's up there, right? I mean, him, Caleb, Michael Penix, I mean, they can let it fly. So he has that. He ran a pro-style offense, right? We'd all like to wish he would have thrown and had more games where he threw more. But as you've heard me say, there's also a lot to give him credit for to go, hey, it ain't that easy to go, hey, run the ball. Oh, now we need a big throw and make that happen, right? That's where, I think he impresses people too. So, I think he would have got up here anyways. The big thing is, right, and where, like, I don't think he's going in number 3. He is the guy that's going to fall out of the top 5, right? I think the big thing is, and where I don't know exactly, is let's say Minnesota gets to 3, right? And you guys take Drake May. Boom, it's off, all right? Now, we get to 6, right? I've been led to believe through people I've talked to in the league with this trade stuff and all this, and I don't know this for sure, but it seems like the Giants are like Drake May, or we're not going to take a quarterback at all, and then we'll stay with what we got. That's the sense I got here. So that's where I go, ooh, so J.J. McCarthy might not even end up at number 6 if that doesn't happen. And then it's like, where does it go from there? And maybe it's the Patriots back at 11, something like that. But I think it's an interesting talk or conversation nonetheless, Mike.
Is this all just a shot across the bow at Daniel Jones? I mean, it sounds like they'd like to get Drake May if they could, but if Drake May is the only guy they'd make the move for, and otherwise we're sticking with what we have, whether they intend it or not, it is a giant shot across the bow at Daniel Jones.
Yeah, definitely now. Definitely. 100%. And, maybe that's why it's been so quiet on the home front with this conversation. Like, we've heard little things and all that, but have they been trying to keep it quiet so they don't, if it doesn't happen, we can be like, oh, no, Daniel Jones, we still like you. We didn't really try to trade to get another quarterback. I don't know. But, yeah, that's the part I'm not sure about. They definitely want to get to 3. They definitely like May. I know that. It's just that if they don't get there, I don't know, and I've gotten the feel that it won't be another quarterback if they don't get May. So that's the part I'm a little, in the dark about.
The one fact of the various facts that have emerged over the past several months that made me think the Giants are trying to keep their interest in a quarterback quiet. When Drew Lock signed, it was reported as 1 year, $5 million, and nothing more.
Right.
Nothing more. Well, there's a $3 million incentive package, so it should have been reported as 1 year up to $5 million. We know how agents operate. It's out of character for an agent to leave out a $3 million piece, but those $3 million in incentives are tied to playing. And if you shine a light on that, people start saying maybe they're planning for Drew Lock at some point to take over for Daniel Jones, and maybe Daniel Jones really isn't their guy. And if you start thinking that, you start thinking, what are they going to do with the 6th overall pick in the draft? And maybe they'll trade up. So that was when I first thought, hey, they may be thinking about doing something here at quarterback. It just, I think, makes a huge mess for the team, especially if you don't trade Daniel Jones during or after round 1. And maybe that's what will happen tomorrow. You know, maybe in the 18 hours between the end of round 1 and the start of round 2, the Giants find someone who would give them a day 2 or day 3 pick, and the Giants pay half the salary, just like the Jets are doing with the Broncos. Let's split down the middle on Zach Wilson. We'll pay $17.5 just to get this guy off the books. Give us a 3rd-round pick. Give us a conditional pick next year. Do something. You take him because you didn't get your quarterback. You were looking for a quarterback. You didn't get him. You need a stopgap, and this is your guy. I think there's an opportunity potentially for that to happen because not everybody who is thinking about a quarterback right now is going to get a quarterback right now.
No.
The problem is he's coming off of the ACL tear,
and
he's got this neck thing that keeps happening.
Yep.
So
Right.
it's just a mess. It's a mess for the Giants, and we'll see how they clean it up tonight. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.